Let's make this episode a special one by just being ourselves and loving ourselves just the way we are. Lego. Okay. Charlamagne the Goddess. I just want to show how the media says one thing one day and then right back the next they say another thing. And he's trying to put it off on other people saying it, but no, Charlamagne, you said it. Roll that beautiful bean footage. Um, let's go here first. Let's see what he says right here.
What do you think of Donald Trump?
I think Donald Trump is a fascist who does not care about democracy in any way, shape, or form.
So you think it would be dangerous for the country if he were to get back in the White House?
I think that's an understatement. And I think that's also the pickle that we as American people are in, right? I think that it's three options in 2024. You have Donald Trump, who's the criminal. You have Joe Biden, who represents the cowards, because I think the Democratic Party are cowards. They don't fight enough. And you got the couch. And I think, the couch is voter apathy. And I think a lot of people are going to choose to stay home in 2024. And that should scare us.
What do you think of Donald Trump?
I think Donald Trump is a fascist who does not care about democracy in any way, shape, or form.
So you think it would be dangerous for the country if he were to get back in the White House?
I think that's an understatement.
Understatement. Okay. So he says it's an understatement. Now President Trump has been nominated or elected. So let's see what he says now.
President Biden, he spoke to the American people yesterday in response to Donald Trump being elected as the next president. Speaking from the White House Rose Garden, where I did attend this event, he said he is focused on respecting the office, the Constitution, and the peaceful transfer of power. Let's hear more from President Biden.
I'll fulfill my oath, and I will honor the Constitution. On January 20th, we'll have a peaceful transfer of power here in America. Yesterday, I spoke with President-elect Trump to congratulate him on his victory, and I assured him that I would direct my entire administration to work with his team to ensure a peaceful and orderly transition. You can't love your country only when you win. You can't love your neighbor only when you agree. Something I hope we can do no matter.
I'm sorry, I can't take it anymore. Okay. If these people thought that Trump was a threat to democracy, unhinged, all these words that they were using about Trump, why would you hand over the office to him if you thought these things? If you were saying these things, why would you hand the office over to him?
No matter who you voted for, they see each other not as adversaries, but as fellow Americans.
I don't know. Y'all don't sound too good.
Well, yeah, I mean, he hasn't sounded good in years. But I will say this. I'm glad everybody's having a sense of optimism because the reality is we have no choice because we're here now. Donald J. Trump is going to be the 47th president of the United States of America, like it or not. And we all hope for the best for this country. That's all we can do. But don't y'all find it strange that now that he's won, they're not calling him a threat to democracy? They're not calling.
Okay, I'm sorry. He used the word they are not calling him a threat to democracy.
A fascist. I mean, damn, on Monday.
They're not calling him anything. They can't.
On Monday, they was just calling him that. I would think that, if you really believe that, then somebody's speech would be about how America effed up and how things are about to be really bad.
He's the most powerful man in the world now.
Well, it just makes you wonder how much of it did they really believe or how much of it was just politics.
Now, why is he using the word they? You were using the word. Stop saying they. You.
Morgan, also, I know you have access to the White House when these events happen. Will you still have access to the White House when Trump is in office? Is easy?
So, legally speaking, I'm supposed to, but we will see.
Okay. All right.
Yes, Biden praised the country.
Why would she want to go to the White House? He's a fascist, and he's going to have you in camp. So why would she want to go to the White House now?
the country's democratic process, adding he hopes that now people can put their differences aside and work together to move the country forward. He also said he called Vice President Kamala Harris and thanked her for running a great campaign. Meanwhile, just as Trump is being elected, the finger pointing among Democrats is underway. This comes as many Democrats are now asking whether Biden should have quit earlier in the race to give Harris more time to the American people.
That's a conversation right now.
The White House is defending President Biden for not jumping out the race sooner after Harris's defeat to Trump. White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre says anything that happens at this point would just be second guessing. Let's hear more from White House Press Sec KJP.
This is how elections are. This is ebbs and flows. You win, you lose. And this is where we are today. What we're going to focus on is respecting the American people and how we move forward in the next 74 days. This is a defeat, but we are not defeated. And the president believed he made the right decision on behalf of the American people, on behalf of this country, to step aside. And when he did decide to step aside, he immediately endorsed her, and the party unified behind her. They did.
Yes, so she didn't actually answer any questions, but she did say Biden will always put the country first, and she argued that Vice President Harris had plenty time to make her case to the American voters.
I mean,
what's your thoughts on that?
She really didn't. She had 107 days, but I mean, everybody's saying that Biden should have stepped out sooner. They're absolutely right. We've been saying that here on the Breakfast Club, and Biden should have been a transitional president, and he should have let them know, hey, I'm only going to run one term, or even after the midterm, should have let them know, like, hey, I'm not going to be back. So that gives them time to, hold a primary and pick who they think would be the best candidate. That's all.
Yeah.
But hey, if my aunt had a penis, she'd be my uncle. So
Wait, what?
What? Okay, I'm not sure what that is.
No, I thought I got it. I didn't.
you did.
No, I was going to say I
Y'all
didn't
got
catch
it.
it. Maybe you'll have to tell me later.
Y'all got it.
But moving on, President-elect Trump,
Crazy.
he is creating his transition team for Inauguration Day on January 20th after winning the presidential election. He has a campaign manager, Susie Wiles, who will be his White House chief of staff. The Florida native will become the first woman to hold that post. Somebody's making women history. Wiles was Trump's campaign senior advisor and ran his campaigns in Florida in both 2016 and 2020. Trump said in a statement that Wiles just helped him achieve one of the greatest political victories in American history, and added that Wiles is tough, smart, innovative, and universally admired and respected. Now, Trump does have a lot of positions to fill, about 1,200 that require Senate approval, and that will, of course, be easier now that the Senate is under Republican control. His transition team is being led by friends and family, including his sons and RFK, Robert Kennedy Jr., and Democrat Tulsi Gabbard. So we will continue to keep you posted on that transition of power that is happening at the White House.
All right. Well, thank you, Morgan.
Of course. We've got more coming up at 7 a.m. Guess what? The rates are lower. We'll talk more about that.
All right. Everybody else, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to.
Okay. I really just want to show in this episode right here about how Charlamagne says one thing one day, calls Trump a fascist, basically a threat to democracy. He said that he think he was a threat. He said that was an understatement. So basically a threat to democracy. And then he comes back and says that other people are not saying that he's a threat to democracy anymore. He used the word they. He didn't say himself. So could y'all tell me what's going on with that? Why would he not say he's not calling him a fascist or a threat to democracy anymore? All right. If you found any of this content useful, please like, share, comment, subscribe to the channel. And the first thing first is love yourself, treat yourself, don't beat yourself, love yourself. Holla.